Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our sermon preview for this week. And this week we're going to be in Mark chapters 9 and 10, but we're going to spend the majority of our time in chapter 10 because I want to look at the story of the rich man that confronts Jesus, but ends up being confronted by Jesus. It's a really fascinating kind of turn of events in this moment that they have together, and I sometimes wonder how brief, right? How quickly does this interaction go? Because it seems to be very brief in the story itself. And a story like this, they all do this, but a story like this in particular leaves me wanting more. I want to know more about this man. I want to know more about the way that Jesus spoke to him, right? What was the inflection of his voice? Was it, I want to know so much, and we're given so little. This is one of those moments where it's like when I get to heaven, I can't wait to see this story on replay over and over again, because I just want to pick up on all the different facets. But I'm really excited to talk about this story this week because I think there's so much for us to learn and take away. It's a challenging story. It ought to hit home for a lot of us in terms of what it says about greed, what it says about wealth, what it says about possessions, and how those things become idols to us. I think there are some very, very powerful statements that Jesus is making here. Also some interesting ones, right? We're going to talk about some interesting stuff that Jesus has to say here, ways that he brings in the commandments before or doesn't, or what's he saying. I'm looking forward to kind of getting into all that because I really think it's really fascinating how Jesus speaks to this rich man. And there's a powerful statement at the end about the first being last and the last first. These sorts of statements trouble a lot of people, especially in today's society, where that flies completely in the face of everything that we hold near and dear to our hearts, being Western American citizens of, no, you rise to the top, you make your claim, you stake your claim, you get what's yours, and all this kind of stuff. And Jesus says, why? What good? What use is all of that? The last first and the first last. And I want to talk about the implications of really beginning to think that way, of transforming ourselves to, or really not we transforming ourselves, the Holy Spirit transforming us to think and live a different way. I don't know. To me, there's so much here that we're going to dive into that just is very impactful, very strong. Jesus is getting right to the heart of the matter here as he's closing out his ministry and his life, right, ultimately. So anyway, I'm looking forward to being in Mark chapters 9 and 10, especially, as I said, chapter 10, looking at the story of the rich man. So I hope that you will read ahead, read along, participate in that, and come ready to dive in together to talk about it. All right? Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next week.